It's my show. 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 My show. My show. My show. My show.
Okay, guys, Nicky Nonsense here with Brandon Bailey and our very special guest,
Shut the fuck up.
Skylar Gannon.
Shut the fuck up. This is my show now. Everybody, welcome to the Skylar Gannon Show with Skylar Gannon. I'm Skylar Gannon. This is Skylar Gannon. This is Skylar Gannon.
And today, we're going to be talking about our band, Raoul and the Dukes. So, Skylar and I founded the band years ago. We brought Brandon in the first week. He might as well founded the band as everyone else. And, so that was about 7 years ago in 2013, July. From there, we started playing at a little place called...
2013? You sure it wasn't 2012?
It was 2013.
It was 2013, yeah.
And,
I wasn't sure about the July part. But...
No, it's absolutely July of 2013.
I remember it being hot out.
Okay.
It was very hot.
You guys know better than I do, apparently.
All of our memories are a little hazy from that time. So Sean's Music was a music store in Easton, Maryland, and he was holding weekly open mics that we all participated in, and it was...
I think you're doing us kind of a disservice right now, because, to say that Sean was just, having open mics isn't entirely accurate.
Yeah, it's not.
I was working at the music store, meaning I did stuff, and occasionally Sean gave me either wads of cash or got me very drunk and gave me lunch. I don't know what the statute of limitations on giving alcohol to minors is, but... and he had this big stage in, the studio in the back of the recording, and I was like, why don't you have shows here? And he was like, why don't I have shows here? That's a really good idea.
I thought it started at the other location, the Believe in Music spot, though. I thought that's where you two started.
No,
we started playing at Sean's Music. Now, Sean...
No, because we played at Nightcat for a hot minute.
Yes.
Then Sean started having open mics after we were like...
But I thought he was still at Believe in Music then.
No, he had bought Believe in Music out at that point, and it became Sean's Music in the old location, and he had him there.
But you guys never played that?
No, we never played that location.
I thought, that's where I was kind of...
No, so when he moved to center of Easton and Goldsboro Street, right across from the courthouse, that's when we went there, and that's when Skylar started working there, and that's when he started getting serious about doing the whole music showcase. And and it wasn't really, it was so much more than an open mic. It really...
we forced the scene into existence.
It really was it was a scene of, we had hundreds of people that would come out to this open mic on varying nights. We started everywhere else we went. We played open mics in other locations too. We played an open mic at Market Street too. And, people came, pretty much the same people came out to it. So, creating that scene really gave us the foundation of the band. We had our good friend Austin Hill on drums during that, and it really solidified our original lineup there for a while. And so one thing led to another. We've had some other members involved in the band, and eventually we had... we all started growing up and moving away. So I think Skylar was the first one to move away, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, August of 2014.
Yeah.
I moved to Michigan.
What's also good to say that you also weren't really a part of the band at that point when you moved away.
Yeah, I dropped out a couple of months before I moved, mostly due to mental health stuff. I was just kind of falling apart, and I was like, guys, this ain't gonna be good for anybody.
I think it was a lot of stress building up to that point. There was 6 of us in the band, and we all had different opinions on what we should do. So
everything was definitely getting a little
out of hand.
It was a little Beatles-esque, you know what I mean? It was somebody being more open chords and somebody else being heavier riffs.
And, once Skylar had moved away and Brandon and I were still trying to keep the dream alive there for a little bit, and Brandon ended up moving away in October of 2014, roughly, around October of 2014. And you moved to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was gonna try and find people up there to keep the band going and stuff like that. It just never happened.
Because it's West Virginia.
And then you ended up doing something with Daniel and Austin and everybody.
Oh yeah, okay. So what happened after that was around late 2015, early 2016, Austin and I were jamming, and we were jamming for I believe it was some women, and if I remember this story correctly,
I believe there were some babes.
I believe there were some women involved in this and some marijuana, and fucking Austin and I decided to redo the band with the addition of Isaac McLaughlin, which if you guys have seen us at Cambridge at 447, or if you guys saw us anywhere else, you saw Isaac playing saxophone and congas with us. And so that went on for a little bit. We had Daniel Ward, another good friend of ours who's deceased, yeah. And he came in on drums at the recommendation of Austin. And we played like that for a long while. And one thing led to another. We ended up disbanding due to drugs and alcohol and some other things going on at the time. And then Brandon made his triumphant return from, he actually ended up from West Virginia. He ended up in California. And decided to come back.
Well, yeah, I guess to not confuse people, I kind of stopped here on the East Coast, back from West Virginia again.
In 2016, yeah.
Before going to California, and then babe. Yeah, so we got back together, got everybody. I don't know how long it had been since you guys had started jamming before I came back.
Austin and Isaac and I had been jamming for a few months, and you showed up, I think, about 3 months into it, because we had played a couple shows and some open mics and stuff, and then you came back and we played one big set at an open mic as close to the original Dukes as we could get without Skylar being there.
Yeah, really.
And it was me, you, Austin, and Isaac, and we played a killer set on YouTube, and it was definitely like a precedent for what was to come. Like it definitely reminded all of us of how good the music was. And how,
I personally wish I could have, stuck around. Maybe who knows,
hindsight,
what would have been had we kept up what we were doing at that time.
Well, I feel like it's important. Like, I don't think that we would be able to be sitting here and treating the content the way that we're treating the content if we all hadn't have kind of fucked off and done a bunch of stuff for a little while. You know what I mean?
Well, I think in light of everything that's happened, with Daniel and Austin too, like that's kind of it serves us more of a purpose right now to do this.
Absolutely.
So what ultimately had brought us all back together was the recent passing of Austin Hill, our drummer.
Fucking mortality, yo.
And we all met up after all that time, and we were talking about it. And what originally started as getting back together to record the first album has morphed into just pushing this band as far as we can for Austin and for Daniel.
Say that we were gonna record all of these songs that we had written. We were gonna do it anyway, just to put this all out, and then just kind of like not really think much of the Dukes afterwards. But then all this happened, and then we were like, yeah, we should do this. This is what we should do.
Yeah. Like, earlier this year, we had all started talking about, just bullshitting a little bit about recording, and we didn't know who would still be into it, so I started talking to Isaac. I actually did briefly talk to Austin right before he passed about recording the drums for it and recording some guitar tracks, which was, and after he passed and after the accident, it was kind of like a definite thing at that point.
So quick little fun note about Austin. Probably one of the best guitarists I've ever seen in my life. And I was putting this band together, and anybody who's ever put a band together will tell you that finding a drummer is probably the most difficult.
Especially when you live in Centerville.
Yeah,
when you live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And I can't connect you to my thought process at that point in time because I was a drunk child. But more or less, I said, Austin, you should learn how to play drums for my band. And where anybody else would have been like, fuck you, man, I'm going to do anything else. Austin was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll figure it out. And he fucking did. He just absolute legend. Absolute legend.
For someone to pick up an instrument they were never trained on, now Austin had guitar lessons, he understood music, but for someone to pick up a trained instrument player to pick up a percussion, like a drum kit, and learn it within 2 months was just ridiculous.
Note how this all started too, like for anybody who wants to know, about Austin, like him and our friend Jaron Bedema. He was really into like death metal and skating and stuff as well. Both of them came over, and they were just fucking. We were listening to Death, the band Death, and then like all of a sudden like Austin hop back behind the kit real quick and just start playing some like blast beats or something like that. And then like out of nowhere, he just whips out a fill like from some Gene Hoglan fill, like that's in the middle of the song. He's just like all over the place. And I was like, Austin. I was like, what the fuck was that?
No, we've known this kid. We've known this kid at this point now. We've known him for several years.
Yeah, I watched his progression on guitar through like his whole life.
Yeah, we
like,
met Austin when we were like, what, 11, 12, some shit like that?
Yeah, I knew him and Daniel since Devin was in their class in 4th grade.
Oh,
so
shit.
I've known them since they were like 7 years old.
Yeah, I've known Austin and Daniel since about the same time because we all rode the bus together in fucking elementary school. So it was like to watch this kid.
Like I've known you since 5th grade.
to watch that kid get behind a kid though and just fucking lay it down for us.
Yeah, it was mind blowing.
It was absolutely
like I didn't think he was going to be in a band playing drums, but I was like, dude, you should totally keep doing this. And then when it came time that we wanted to get a more solid lineup in the Dukes, I was like, hey, Austin, you want to play some drums?
The Dukes had this steady progression of members. What originally started as Skylar playing guitar, me playing drums, morphed into Brandon on bass, then morphed into Brandon playing guitar, me playing bass, Skylar playing guitar and singing, and Austin on drums, and then just increasing amount of members and variations of us on different instruments from there on out. And it's
mainly consisting of people from that Sean's music scene that we were talking about.
I don't think anyone
cherry picked just like musicians at random to play instruments and shows with us. As previously mentioned, we were all kind of like drunk, fucked up children, and so not infrequently one of us would have like, dude, there's just no way I can play a show tonight, bro. It ain't happening. And I can't tell you how many times like Bailey and I had sat down with more or less a total stranger and been like, okay, here's the set.
Yeah,
you
back
got
in that
10 minutes.
stairwell, bro. Back in that bathroom stairwell.
Sean's music, dude.
Yo.
Sean, if you're watching this, not only have I taught many a song in that stairwell, but I've also done a lot of drugs and had a lot of sex in that stairwell. Just want you
It's
to
closed
know.
down, so I mean, at this point, I don't think it matters because
My therapist recommends I be a little more open and direct, so there you go. That fucked in your business.
I don't think that's what they meant.
You are probably not the only one.
No way.
No, I can
Under no
definitely confirm that.
circumstances. But you can call all that like a little Seattle or something like that if you want. Because we were all like kind of in the same bands. Like Dominic was in like Floyd Pepperin band and Percival and Raoul and the Dukes. You know, we had like 5 different projects that were all the same people. It's like Parliament Funkadelic. It's like the P-Funk. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It was like a whole multiverse of fucking bands. It was like the Marvel universe, the cinematic universe. It was like that. It was like we're this.
Yeah, we need a Super Smash Bros or something with like all of us so we can all run them up.
Oh Jesus! So I mean, now that the Dukes have more or less reunited, I mean, the 3 of us have started recording a demo, and we're gonna start tracking an album this week.
Don't fucking tell them that. It's a goddamn surprise.
And,
It's your fucking problem.
It's not that much of a surprise.
It's not a surprise.
And
we're recording stuff.
So not only that, we've gotten Isaac back involved to play some saxophone tracks on the album. So you guys are gonna get some of that sax. It's just ultimately, we've really, I think I wouldn't want to say come full circle, but it's pretty much.
I mean, dude, life's a giant circle, man.
I mean, pretty much.
That's how human relationships work.
I'd like to say everything happens for a reason. I mean, I'd like to say that there's a reason we're all here.
I think you make the reason.
Yeah, I mean. But not only that, I think that it definitely Skylar's gone looking for his vape.
Yep.
He's taking the mic though.
Where can my little baby? Where
you
should
should
she
thought of this
be?
before you did
So-
Perhaps I should have done a lot of fucking things, Bailey. Oh, thank you so much, man. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
I'll come back.
So Skylar, when Skylar left, he moved to Michigan. So last week we talked about.
Baby.
We've been talking about what Brandon's been doing a little bit behind the scenes in all the years since the Dukes. So Skylar has been working on a band and / project called Lounge Lizard, which didn't Do you want to explain this? Because this.
Yeah. So a group of lizards is called a lounge. So that's like where the name came
I
from.
did not know that.
I actually didn't know that either. That's fucking lit.
Kind of makes sense.
Also, I'm just a huge Modest Mouse fan, so it was kind of like easy to rip them off. You know, it's like alliterative, and it's got like, you know.
I was kind of hoping it had any reference to us though, because Fear and Loathing with the lizards.
That's what I always
I
thought.
mean, I was like,
I think that's always been in the head a little bit. You know, like that's just a part of my makeup, so it's not really like a conscious decision making anymore. You know, it just is there. So I got out of a crazy people hospital and was on like medication therapy, and I went through a stupid ass breakup. And like any fucking sane person, I was like, time to pump out an album about this shit or I'm gonna lose it! And so it started as a project that was mostly designed for me to make like weird guitar soundscapes and sing poetry over, has over time kind of morphed into this weird like post-punk shoegazy thing that really just serves as like a form of therapy for me more than anything else.
And an excuse to throw house parties.
And an excuse to throw house parties. That is accurate.
So
We played our first show in my own fucking basement to like 60 goddamn drunk strangers. Some dude from Illinois was like, yo, your band is cosmic and unfuckwithable. I want to get this shit.
What do you say?
tattooed on
He
my
told you
forehead.
your guitar playing was
And like
was a
riding a train through space.
Yeah.
High fucking compliments, yo.
So you guys are on Bandcamp, right?
Lizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys on Spotify and all that stuff?
No, I haven't done a DistroKid or anything for
Okay.
lounges and stuff.
So-
I have no desire to make like money off of the lounges and stuff. It's all up for pay whatever you fucking want.
If
I got a comedy hip hop album out there too. Called
is that on Bandcamp?
Yeah, all of his stuff
Sweet.
is.
So that's all on Bandcamp. You can look that up under what? Is that under the Lounge Lizard? Or is under...
The hip hop album is Non-Binary Blue Boy.
That's an awesome name. I love that.
Boy spelled with an I.
So, and then Lounge Lizard Bandcamp. So, yeah. So, again, guys, we're Raoul and the Dukes. Later on this episode, we have a musical performance. The three of us coming.
One of the first you will see in God since 2014, probably.
So-
I don't know the last time he was performing with us. It might have
So,
been 2013.
The last time Skylar performed with us was in 2014, and this has literally been 6 years since Skylar has performed with the Dukes and performed these songs. Let alone the last time I performed these songs live on drums was 2013.
Well, yeah,
when
it
we
was like
founded
the first time that we did this.
Yeah, so now Brandon is spoiled because he plays guitar all the goddamn time, so he'll be fine. But me and Skylar is gonna be interesting.
Do you remember how many of these songs, if any, I had written before the Dukes were a thing, or did all of these come together
So
post the Dukes?
the only song you wrote pre Dukes was "Grab Your Friends," and we wrote that at Covey Farber's van in the McDonald's parking lot in Centerville, Maryland.
Aside from a song that we aren't using anymore called "Like to Pretend," which I always considered more of one of your solo songs.
"Like to Pretend"
anyway.
was a solo song that you brought into the Dukes, and I think we only played it once.
I mean, other than that, like there's 2 songs that I had written before I brought in, and then the rest of them.
we're all looking at the album.
The
right
rest
now.
of them are the rest of them are all collaborations, mainly between you and Austin, actually, like Sludge and Eye on the Mountain and Nine and shit like that. And other ones were jams we all put together.
And so the first, Skylar, the songs that you wrote, "Grab Your Friends" and "Like to Pretend," and then the first 2 Duke songs were "Hand in Your Eye" and "Desert Blues."
And then after that, like Supernova.
Yeah, well, then
Very
after
Electric.
that, we all started writing
You wrote
together.
Supernova with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was like that one night. We stayed up one night, like after doing some psychedelics, and just wrote like goddamn like 6 songs. We like wrote 6 songs like back to back.
But bear in mind, we were still children and at Dominic's parents' place. So it's like fucking 6 a.m. We're in a garage.
My parents are like getting up for the day, and we're
Yeah,
all still awake from the night before.
trying to like keep it quiet. I've got like my ear next to the fucking guitar amp that's turned to 0.5, and we're like, yeah, sounds good. Fuck yeah.
good
From the
times. So we are going to have a demo for you guys soon.
Yes.
We're hopefully going to have this album out more or less. I'm thinking this year, but it might be early next year before we have the full album out. But the demo we are going to have out. We are trying to play social distance shows for you guys. So yeah, we're all in the Dukes. It's nice having Skylar back and having him on the show.
It is. Surreal.
And, again,
Agreed.
got my co-host Brandon Bailey here. So stay tuned for us playing some songs for you guys.
Bam! Signing off. You got last words?
Yeah, I want to give a big old rip to Daniel Ward and Austin Hill. I love you both with every atom of my being, and I'm sorry that you can't be here for this.
Very true.
We're doing it for you, though. This is all for you, motherfuckers.
All right, guys. Have a good day, and I will see you all later.
Fuck your couch!
You didn't have to do that, but that's alright.
Raoul Dukes, this is I'm the Mountain.
Just grab your friends. Grab your friends and your toys. Grab your friends if you know. Run for your life if you can. Show me what you're worthy of, what I've been. You got me. That was Grab Your Friends. This song's called Barely Electric. It's a love song. Bryce Dodge. That ain't even your name anymore. This one's for you. This is Red Light Love Song. Thanks for listening.
Song's